So I'm from New York originally, and ever since I was little, ever since I could remember, I wanted to perform, sing, dance, act. It was just in me. Like my mom said, as soon as she brought me to church when I was old enough to walk, when worship started, I was in the aisles dancing.
Wow.
So it was just in me because the Lord gives us the gifts, right? And I just remember, my parents putting me in dance classes and singing in children's choir and dance in church, everything in church, right? And I just loved it until I came across Whitney Houston singing "I Will Always Love You" on, I think it was VH1 or MTV, and I was enamored. I was just amazed at her vocal ability. And at 4, I remember thinking, I want to do that. I just knew I want to do that. She's beautiful. And so but I wasn't seeing that level of freedom in song at church that I saw her capability, her delivery. And so I immediately made that distinction. And so like at church, it felt very boxed and limited, but the way the world was presenting singing in the arts, it just was liberating. And it was like, if I don't know who I am, I can figure it out then. If I don't know my ability and my range and my true like capabilities, I'm going to find it in the world. Because at church, they tell you how to do it. But in the world, you can discover it for yourself.
So
I did. So I remember thinking, when I'm 18, I'm gonna really do this thing. Because my parents kept a tight leash in that they allowed me to listen to some secular music, but not everything. And anything, a lot of songs and artists were, that's Satan's music. That's the devil's music.
Yeah.
LA makes all the devil stuff. And I'm just like, y'all are so dramatic. And at church, it's the same language. Like, the demons are in those songs or whatever. I'm like, you guys are dramatic. That is not even true. And I grew up in a Pentecostal church, so I saw these things, but I didn't have the mindset to truly comprehend what was happening. But yet I just knew, like, that's conspiracy theory. You guys are dramatic. I'm gonna do it. And my mom, because she was suppressed as a child, she really wanted me to go after my dreams. So she was there. She took me on auditions. She took me to commercials and things like that. And so she supported me, but she stayed close because she wanted to make sure that I was protected physically and spiritually. And so I turned 18 and I'm auditioning now for like big companies and big artists, and eventually start meeting producers in the industry, because at this time I'm in Miami and a lot of producers like to record down there. Gotcha. They'll go down there. It's wonderful weather. And I just happened to meet producers and songwriters and artists being out in the clubs, because that's where they go to hang out, right? And I just started building relationships and started recording. It started small.